President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signs into law the 6.793 trillion peso national budget for 2026 while vetoing 92.5 billion pesos in unprogrammed appropriations. The education sector receives the highest allocation at 1.345 trillion pesos, funding the creation of almost 33,000 teaching and more than 32,000 non-teaching plantilla positions in public schools. The budget will also support the construction of nearly 25,000 classrooms nationwide. The healthcare sector receives its highest budget ever at 448.125 billion pesos to fund the Department of Health's Universal Healthcare Fund for zero balance billing, interventions for communicable and non-communicable diseases, and disease surveillance, among others. A total of 297.102 billion pesos is allocated to the agriculture sector to ensure food security, modernize supply systems, and support farmers and fisherfolk. Marcos says investments will also go toward building farm-to-market roads to lower production costs and empower rural economies. The social services sector receives 270.189 billion pesos to improve the quality of life of Filipinos and advance human capital development. The 2026 budget also supports the Disaster Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Assistance Program under the National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Fund with 15.33 billion pesos. The signing was initially scheduled before the end of 2025 but did not push through due to changes in the legislative calendar and the need for a more extensive assessment.
The year 2025 tested our nation on many fronts. We experienced climate-related disruptions, earthquakes, economic uncertainty, and the exposure of widespread corruption within our system. These challenges are painful, but they also made one thing clear: real change could no longer wait.
The Philippine government urges all parties to respect international law and restore peace amid evolving events in Venezuela, aiming to protect the well-being of everyone, including Filipinos in the Latin American country. In a statement, the Department of Foreign Affairs says the Philippines is concerned about the impact of the situation on regional peace and stability, as well as on the rules-based international order. The Philippines issues the statement after U.S. President Donald Trump announced that Washington had successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela, claiming that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife had been captured and removed from the country. The Trump administration has previously accused Maduro of drug trafficking, allegations the Venezuelan leader has repeatedly denied. The DFA says while the Philippine government acknowledges the United States' underlying security considerations, the Southeast Asian country stresses the independence and sovereign equality of states, the peaceful resolution of disputes, the prohibition against the threat or use of force, and non-interference in the domestic affairs of sovereign states. The Philippine government also calls on concerned parties to respect international law, exercise restraint to prevent escalation of conflict, restore peace and order in Venezuela, and promote the safety and well-being of all the people. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump said the operation was conducted in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Retired Air Force General Romeo Poquiz was arrested at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport over an inciting to sedition charge. Poquiz was arrested following his arrival from Thailand around 8 a.m. and was brought to the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group headquarters in Camp Crame, Quezon City. Poquiz is the convener of the United People's Initiative, a group of retired military officers that has called for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to step down amid the corruption scandal. In a press briefing at Camp Crame, Acting Philippine National Police Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. said a warrant for Poquiz's arrest was issued on December 5. Asked whether the arrest signaled a crackdown on anti-administration sentiments among retired uniformed personnel, Nartates says the arrest was not personal.